Yes. Oh, here we are. Okay. As you can see here, it's a postcard picture we have here. It's very nice. There's a small thing is wrong. There's a window up here, you can see. So I would say that's our friends from Deloitte who have the offices in our building. They have forgotten to close the window. Sorry. So it is. Okay. Before going on, I would say this morning I looked through my slides and I discovered one mistake. I've forgotten the disclaimer. So I will also say you cannot rely on what I say. I'm not saying the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, but I hope you can use it anyway. Okay, first a little about the Bank of Greenland presentation to you. We are a very small bank to many of you from abroad. We were founded in 1967 by a group of Danish banks. One of them were the Central Bank of Denmark. In 1997, we merged with Nunabank, with the other local bank. We are today listed on the Nasdaq, the Copenhagen Stock Exchange. We are under supervision the Danish financial supervisory authorities. So we have some regulations which is exactly the same as other banks in the Kingdom of Denmark. And then quite some little funny thing here. We are designated as a systemical important bank, what's called SIFI, popular. And that could seem very strange because we are so small. It's normally only the very big banks who's got such an appointment. But it's because our market share in Greenland with private and small mid-sized companies are about 75 to 80%. So we are quite important in Greenland. We are approximately owned by 45% by Greenlandic shareholders. And the largest shareholders are mentioned here. We have Greenland Holding, who's just presenting before. We have Ferries Holding Company, which owns a bank on the Faroe Islands too, and insurance company TF Holding, who's also one of our large shareholders, Lunafonden. This is a local foundation in Greenland, and then AP Pension Denmark, which, as you can see, a pension fund. I would say this is also a very good indicator that foreign investments are possible in Greenland. There are interests from abroad in Greenland too, so things can go very well, I think. We have 125 employees, 6 branches. It's the blue ones with our branches. We have a capital ratio of 22.7, and at the moment we are required to have a solvency ratio on 10.4. Although we are discussing with the authorities, because when you have become a CP, you have to watch our solvency requirements. We have deposits, and these figures are a little old because I made these slides just before we announced our annual report for 2018. So these are a year old. They are all figures are a bit higher now. Deposits 4.9 billion Danish kroners. The lendings 3.5, and an equity today of 950 million Danish kroners. And as we are such a small company, how can we help the foreign companies in doing business in Greenland on mining these things? I'll say if you call us and ask, would you invest in mining? The answer are no, we will not. It's not a bankable thing to invest in the explorations phase. Perhaps afterwards it could be a possibility. Do not think it's a secret that we are also quite involved in the ruby mining, so we do business in mining too. But normally we are used for the daily accounts, paying the payrolls for all the employees in the mining industry and so on. You can, of course, change your currency. It's good business, so come. Money transfers, SWIFT systems to abroad. And some of you have to make escrow accounts, hopefully. And I think we have reached a good agreement, so we can make them so they could be accepted by the authorities too. And then I know when some of you come and we have to open an account, some will find it very difficult. That's why I've also said, but remember the AML rules. It's really highlighted at the moment in Montreal. So the demands for who owns the companies, who is the final owner, is very, very high at the moment. I think if you see a Danish paper, you can see why we have to be very careful about this. Yeah, it was a little about the Bank of Greenland. And there's some issues about is it easy to invest in Greenland? And some of these things I say here is, I think if you ask local, then they would say this is not true what I'm saying now. But I think in a global perspective, it's true. The political conditions in Greenland are very stable. No revolutions, no military or anything like that coming in. That's a good thing, I think. Infrastructure is a little in between, I would say. I do think our infrastructure is actually not that bad. We are living in a very large country with very few people, but it's working. When it could be a little difficult, it's because it's very expensive. Economy, for the moment, the economy in Greenland is very good. I think it's quite easier to deal with a country that have a good economy and not a country who would make other strange things because the economy is weak. Then I've pinpointed the human rights. I know that's possibly not always something was an issue to this, but it is. I think it's very important that we treat our people the right way. And labor, as he's gone now, told us before dinner, before lunch, that it's hard to get skilled labor. That's very difficult at the moment. So you should prepare to educate people, taking part in the education of your people. So that's just an issue. I don't say it's very difficult, but it's an issue. Administration, I think our administration in Greenland are working quite well, but you have to realize that we are a very small country and a very small administration too. So we do only have the power for a few, based on a few people. Sometimes we have to ask others, and it could perhaps sometimes also take a little longer than you possibly have seen in other places. And I know some also said, I think Jakob said it was some find that Greenland is a little closed. And I have heard the question, do Greenland really want foreign investors? Or are we just saying it? I do think we really want them. Not just in mining, which is the issue today, but I do think we will need them in infrastructure, in some years also in fishing. I do think housing, I have not mentioned it, but housing is really an issue too, especially in the larger cities. Tourism, I'm sure when the other airports are established, we will see some tourism, but I also do think we have to learn, and we do have to partner up with foreign companies to get a success. Yes? Questions? You can contact, they are here. So that's all from me.